Hi Year 10, this quick video is just to remind you of a few things when you create the file for your clock face. So in Illustrator, you want to make sure you're on a 60 by 45 centimeter artboard, which you can change here, 60 by 45, and the units are here. RGB color, high, and hit create. So here's your artboard here. Open up your properties panel if it isn't already. And you want to create a rectangle. Now the size of the rectangle needs to be the size of the ply that slots into the groove that you created on the back of your front panel. So here's your clock. It's not from here to here, here and here. Okay, that is just what's visible of the ply. It actually needs to be, when you look at the back of your clock on the inside, where you cut your groove out. Okay, so this would have had a rounded corner that you chiseled out, so it's actually from that corner across to that one, and same below. There to there. So please don't measure it from your drawing. Measure it from your actual clock in case you've made errors along the way. So it could be different to everyone else's, because if your pieces here got shortened or you mismeasured the gap from here to here when you put that in, it'll be slightly different. So measure your clock, please. Okay. Once you have that measurement in Illustrator, draw that rectangle first. So just click once. You want to type the width in there. So I'm going to make mine, for argument's sake, 17 centimeters by 17. And please, it is whatever yours is. Okay, those need to match the groove dimensions from your actual clock. Click OK. So there's my bit of ply. Okay, and that's in black. We need to click on that, and in the properties tab, come down to colors. Fill should be none, so the strike through, and the cut color is red, and just check the RGB is actually just red, nothing else. Turn those off. The size of the line, the thickness, 0.001, enter, we're good to go. Now, that's for the ply. We're going to do an offset, so I'm going to click on the line while I've got my select tool on. I'm going to go to Object, Path, Offset Path, and offset, I'm going to go minus 0.5. Now, please check this. This is the width of the groove that you cut in the back. It's probably about 6 millimeters, which would be 0.6, but just check, please, and whatever it is, do that. So that I've done mine 0.5. I'll even make it 6. Okay, it doesn't really matter. And make sure it's a minus, because that's offsetting the rectangle inwards. If you forget the minus, it goes positive, it goes to the outside, it makes it bigger. Okay, click OK. Now this will get deleted later. It's just so we know that, hey, this is the ply that's actually visible when we look at our clock from the outside, to make sure that we don't see our numbers outside of that and they'll end up being covered by the frame. Okay, so it'll get deleted later. Now the next thing we're going to draw is the circle that goes in the very middle for our clock mechanism to go through. So if you see this little triangle that's on the bottom right hand corner, it means there's more tools there. So click and hold and go to Ellipse. Just click anywhere, and the center hole is 0.8 centimeters by 0.8 centimeters. Now we're going to select that and everything else. So I've got 3 things selected. I'm going to scroll down in my properties bar to the alignment tools, and we're going to align it through the center horizontally, and we're going to align it to the center vertically. Now that hole is in the dead center. Okay, done. Now you're going to jump into Google Images if you wish. You're going to look for a clock face, black and white. Enter. Now some you'll see may have copyright on them, and you guys know how important all my own work is, so you can always do something like this. You can go to Tools. Oh, there it is, and you can go to here. Yours might be on not filtered by license. And you'll see like this one's clearly got a copyright on it. So that's why they've got the background watermarks to try and prevent people from use it. So to find one that you're allowed to use in tools, you can go to usage rights and go Creative Commons. And these are ones people have uploaded and say, hey, you're right to use those. But still, if you're going to be making money out of it, you have to ask permission still. So pick a clock face that you like. You're also welcome to design your own. So I'm just going to pick a simple one for now. I might just pick... I'll pick this one and I'll show you how to take the hand out. Right click, save image as. Clock face. I'm going to call mine 2 because I've already got another one somewhere else. And then back in Illustrator, you want to go File, Place. Grab that file from where you put it. And you want to make sure that you keep this the right shape. If you drag this out and it becomes an oval, you'll probably find that your numbers will then be in the wrong spots. Okay. So just make sure you don't change the size here. Now, don't worry that these aren't the same for your file because it includes the space beyond the actual clock face for whoever created it. So just don't unclick this. Okay, making that square. Done. And now you want to image trace and slide down to the bottom of your properties panel, image trace. You can bring up the toolbar and you can go from from view, tracing result with outlines. There you go. You can see what it's going to trace now. You can see the blue lines around everything. And when you're happy, you can just close that. There. And down the bottom here, hit expand. All right. The next thing you want to do is hit ungroup. And we should be able to now click off this and click onto sections individually. So now I can delete that. Delete that. See, it's still got my red circle there. That's good. And now you decide if you want this to be colored in and it needs to be a black fill. So you just make sure it is on black. Yep, perfect. And if you want it to have, or an outline, if you want it just to be an outline of it, you need to have the fill set to none and the stroke set to blue. And again, check RGB that it is all blue, nothing else. And same as the red, 0.001, enter. So that's the two options you have, okay? Outline only, and it will just follow the line, or if you do want sections colored in, completely black fill and no outline. Now, we just want to check now, when we trace things, sometimes it leaves 2 lines. So just go through and click delete on each one and check it hasn't left one underneath. And Command Z to bring back that one if it was just one. Command Z, click on it once, delete it, Command Z. So we're just checking there wasn't an extra one underneath. So this is looking good. Make sure I'm getting the whole number. So this one looks good. There's not 2 outlines there. The last one. Great. Now I'm happy with that. I can see that it will be visible inside that rectangle. And it looks like I can delete that now. And I can delete that rectangle now too, because it was just a placeholder to make sure it would be visible. Okay, so a final check, you've done this rectangle to the size of the groove from left to right, top to bottom, has to sit in that groove perfectly in the back of your front panel. You've got your 8 diameter hole here, and this fits within the front panel and is visible at the front. Okay, that rectangle we had there proved that to us, and we just deleted it once it wasn't needed. Okay, I want this colored in. I was just showing you that for the sake of that's how you do outlines. So I'm going to change the fill back to black and check it. All the way off, all the way off, all the way off. And I don't want it outlined. There's no point. Okay. Once you're done with your clock face, save it to your computer. Name it your name. Desktop's fine. Okay. And then you're ready to, and you want that in the St. Agnes Catholic High School laser cutting class. There's the code if you haven't got it. It is on the whiteboard in the classroom. And in classwork, just throw it in the Year 10 topic, okay? So you can upload your work in here. And please leave a note for Miss, as I've said here. Please write instructions on the material it is to be engraved on. So when you hit submit, you should be able to add a comment and say 3mm ply, P-L-Y.